All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I already got you, Jack. Don't worry. I'm here. I'm ready. We have joined the NA Open. Qual wasn't here yesterday, but I'm back again. And we have a lit game, Easton versus BSJ. But first off, who is this good-looking lad next to me? It is KBBQ. How's it going?
Pretty good, man. Good to go from the fun stream to casting some Dota back into qualifiers. Great to be doing that with you for the first time.
Oh, this actually is our first time casting, and it's going to be NA Dota, but I digress. Let's just get right into it. We are already into the draft here. And, I mean,
wow.
Sand King first pick, nothing special there, right?
So Easton, obviously, you know, he was at the summit, and he used to play for Zephyr. He's been around the scene for a while. He said that this team was kind of formed pretty last minute, and then I asked him a little bit about this team. He's like, you know what? They give me Sand King every game. So there's that first pick, Sand King.
Yep.
And then he says they'll build something around random cores. So we'll have to see where that goes this game.
Yeah, I think actually Snakewingz was formed because there was a guy named Noblewings on their team, and that's what the picture is, but Noblewings isn't on the team anymore. The only one who actually has a tag is CO. If you don't know this guy, legend in the NA scene. He's the guy who pretty much invented jungle anything. He went by EG Jonathan because he ranked for EG like 2 years ago one time. And now, well, here he is. The other player, Solitary Judge and Brink. They both play with Fluff and stuff a lot. They were on Team Fox for a while, who looked good. They won an open qualifier for like a Canadian land, so we'll see. But on the other side, I mean, we saw him play before, but this is BSJ, Jack. Does the Chinese team actually know about BSJ, or is he just a Western meme?
No, not nearly as much as this scene does.
Yeah.
There's like some BSJ content on basically all the time. For the Chinese, not so much about BSJ, but there's players that are kind of in that position too. I would say like he's kind of controversial in a sense, like you know, so people use him kind of to poke fun at themselves or poke fun at him, and not always, you know, in a good way.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's going to be interesting. They were actually the team who almost beat PP. If PPD's team would have lost to BSJ, what, 2 days ago, that would have probably been the funniest thing I would ever seen. But they didn't. And now he's back for the rest. And, I mean, this is I swear, these guys are just spamming some, they're all dead. You know, it's classic. And it's actually funnier. So I was casting NA Opens, and there wasn't that much real all-game trash talk. And then I went from NA to China. I casted a few games to China, and they were all chatting every game. I'm like, wait, I didn't think this was allowed over in China. They were literally all chatting, and I had no clue what they were saying. But they all chatted a lot. Is that just open? That would have been nice.
Yeah, they do. So, well, BSJ, so he goes back, right? He's kind of a grassroots NA player. I remember he used to play with Shay DR. I forget what the team name was, but I think we played against them once in like CEVO way back in the day, and it was like he was like clearly the standout player of the team. And then I think he got picked up by, what was it, Demon and was it Fluff, like that squad? I think they
it was Summer's Rift.
Summer's Rift,
like
there it goes.
Demon, Whitebeard, Brax, and Miracle Chipmunk. And remember, they got like invited to the regional qualifiers, but they kicked Miracle Chipmunk. And I remember that whole thing because I wasn't happy with BSJ because Miracle Chipmunk was a good friend of mine. And apparently they offered, they're like, Miracle, you should come back and play. We can be in regionals. And he told them to F off, so they had to go through opens, and I remember they lost, and it was at BSJ was pretty
that's
upset.
right.
It was a big
Miracle
thing.
Chipmunk, that's an old name. James or something, right?
James
he was around
from
way
Dota
back in the day. Yeah, the old
10.
IHL, he used to be him near the top with Merlini and Fear and like the old IHL. This is like 10 years ago we're talking about.
If you go to like the Shot Frag articles, it's like top 10 players of like 2007. It's like Merlini, Vegas, freaking Zhao 8, and then like Miracle Chipmunks 9. Like the guy, I mean, he was good when he came back, but fortunately it didn't work out for him. And this draft is, I mean, this is one of the most standard drafts, right? It's just both teams are drafting like pretty much teams at the summit, which is good. If you know how to play a draft, you want to pick the strongest heroes possible. And
I do recall watching some BSJ games, I think around that time or a little bit afterwards. There's like, he was also the drafter at the time, and he would draft something that was very centered around himself, like his and then you would see that kind of big picture, things might crumble or depend too much on him, especially if he was playing single core, like you saw like Lifestealer. There was a time when PL was like really hot, and he was he was known for playing PL and stuff. So I'm kind of happy that somebody else maybe takes more of that drafting burden for him, although I'm not too familiar with this team. But
me either. I'm actually gonna, I know I looked yesterday, sorry, I mean T-Tours, whatever. Oh, I guess we're in the, it's fine. You just go down here. We're just going to look if we can get anything. Nope. No, he says a high international level, but that's about it. Oh, Weaver picked up. This looks like more than likely a carry weaver, right? I mean, you have Night Stalker. A Night Stalker could go off lane. We don't see it as much already. We saw MSS do it a little bit in NA, but besides him, no one really does it. So probably carry weaver. With
yeah, it's going to be a
Darkseer.
4, and Night Stalker is seen as kind of an answer to Sand King.
Yeah.
Just like being able to kind of bully with him and not be afraid of him early on, because like those squishier supports don't really want to run into Sand King.
Yeah.
And then obviously you have that like tremendous amount of vision, which is good for them in general, but also helps deal with the Bat Rider initiation. So this could become, if they don't do well early game for Snakewingz, it could become a very difficult game where they're kind of looking for pickoffs, looking for vehicles for lifesteal, but they're not able to find that. So.
Yep. And I think on paper, Snakewingz, like player-wise, I mean, I know probably all 5 of their players, and everyone knows ESN. Brink played on Team Fire with Fluff and stuff and all of them for a while as their mid player, and I know he's a very good mid player, and Solitary Judge is the same, he's their off laner, and in a game like this, Bat Rider seems really hard to play. You're versus a Night Stalker who's going to give all the vision. You're versus Weaver Bugs or Weaver anything, like, he's going to have an extremely good performance if they do want to move on. Probably already just 3 picks in.
Yeah, we'll have to see what direction they go here. They might need some extra control as well for the Weaver. And then this is a Weaver. I mean, usually we see it in the safe lane, but the lane flexibility of that hero is also helped quite a bit.
Oh, wait, that means... Okay, yeah, 4 position Sand King, support Rubik. Yeah, Bat Rider. I mean, these are, like... You go into a draft, sometimes you're like, oh man, that's a crazy draft. This is actually the most standard draft I've seen from 2 teams. No one's doing anything crazy. They're drafting reasonably strong lanes. Darkseer, Night Stalker, Sand King roaming for the other team. I mean, Lifestealer is one of those cores. He should never die in lane, right? Like, as a Lifestealer, your whole goal is to not... I mean, you're going to farm a lot and you're not going to die. Puck ban. Just a strong... When we see Lifestealer, you always expect just, like, 4 protect 1 kind of ish. You have 4 really big fighters. You want to get Lifestealer farm, and then you just 5-man with them.
Yeah, so they could be going for a vehicle here with this last pick. I mean, they got rid of the Puck, which is one potential. You could see something like a Storm, although Storm doesn't really want to deal with the Silence or the Root that much. It could be Ember Spirit, a bunch of different choices that they still have. Still the Queen of Pain potentially as well, and there's still the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, I like that. Instant ban Lina into Queen of Pain. I'm surprised Lina made it this far. I think as a mid hero, Lina's like one of the easiest heroes to pick, like, because she doesn't get countered that hard by anyone really. She can, but the Dragon Slave spam is so easy to just catch him and farm a good stun, and I mean, at 6 you rotate with your supports, easy Laguna kills. But Queen of Pain, like you said, so they have a Bat Rider, a Sand King, and a Queen of Pain for the Lifestealer to hop in. A lot of physical and magical damage. It's really well rounded.
I'm worried about something for FTF right now, which is that their initiation isn't that good. Their way into fights isn't really there. Like, they'll be able to put a lot of pressure on all the lanes. Weaver, strong independent laner, obviously with the Darkseer, so they can have a good time pushing out lanes and then getting those to your tower and then using their vision. But in terms of actually starting fights, it feels really awkward, like beyond early game, if you have the Night Stalker initiating or you know, maybe Darkseer initiating. He maybe likes to be the second guy that comes into fight with the blink and the vacuum. So they might need a bit more initiation out of this final mid slot. But there aren't too many heroes that can both match up with Queen of Pain and provide some kind of fight starting potential. So I think the Lina was a pretty good ban there for Snakewingz.
Yep. Do you think either of these teams has the possibility of... it looks like it might just be 2-1-2 lanes, you think, from both teams? With the Sand King Bat Rider maybe starting up there, and then Darkseer Night Stalker obviously is a very annoying combo. Or do you think we'll just see 3, like, tri-lane double solo?
I think originally they were going to roam a bit more with the Night Stalker and Crystal Maiden, but obviously with the Queen of Pain pickup, another thing is not easy to roam on that hero.
Yep.
Usually seems like kind of a waste, actually. So, yeah, I think they might start a little bit safer, get some levels up on the Crystal Maiden. And that's the tricky part about Night Stalker, too, because when you hit that first night from 4 to 8 minutes, you want to have generally at least level 3. So you either want like a kill or 2, or you want to be sitting him somewhere where he can get experience. So if they try to run like an aggressive dual lane with the Darkseer, I could see that as well, which is what you mentioned. Just to get him some experience so that he hits that first night with a bit more oomph to him.
Yeah, and well, we've seen a few Vipers here and there. The biggest thing about this hero, right, is he doesn't really lose a lane, but he doesn't really win a game. That's how it's generally been put, because that hero is just insane laning phase, but then when you're 6 slotted, you don't feel that, like, scary. And it feels like they're really mid-game. Like, F the Fame wants to end this game by the 30, 40-minute mark is what it looks like.
Yeah, so that's the other method. Like in this last pick in the draft, instead of picking up someone who starts fights, they have this hero that you can push behind. He gets that early halberd. I guess that this is going to be his pickup against the Lifestealer, and then you kind of death ball behind him, and then you don't have to force fights. You have vision, so you see where they're coming from. You just stand behind him with a mech on Darkseer and then try to push. So we'll see if they can get that timing going, or if Snakewingz can avoid it.
Yeah, I do like the Viper because, like you said, they can push behind it, or they can just, like, you know, if they're defending a tower, like, you never want to go on a Viper. He feels, even if he's, like, level 5 and just has treads or something, he feels so tanky. Whose draft do you like? In a best of one, what are you feeling?
I'm going to have to go with Snakewingz here. I feel like there's a lot of pressure on FTF to execute. We don't know really how to measure the skill difference between the teams, but I think if this game goes a little bit longer, well, it's hard to say, because I do like the Weaver core here against the Lifestealer as well. But I kind of, I don't know. I like Yosin's team here in the draft.
Yep, so do I, and look at this. I almost messed up, but we got the overlay fixed. Just draft to in-game. Luckily, BTS knows that Grant is a very lackluster technological user, but he can hit 2 buttons. And look at that, 3.5K. We're into it, and we are just pretty much going straight at it. We assume Viper versus Qual is going to be the obvious lane middle. Or we might have to get some voice mute here. Or is that text? Do you know which one you have to mute to cancel that? I think it's text.
Not sure, but I can tell you what it means.
What?
The second one, Tim, is Sunstrike.
Sunstrike.
And the first one is Wumbrella, which is like we can't play anymore. Like we're done.
It's
or as you
GG.
would say, we're crumbling.
We're crumbling. Okay, I like that one. Then that one's. Do you get a lot? I would love to see like a Chinese game where they spam that at the end. That is GG pretty much of China.
Most of the Chinese voice lines were recorded actually at the Kiev Major because it was hard to go back and find some of the earlier ones, so they're pretty recent. But the Sunstrike one goes back a couple of TIs. So to someone who is known as the Chinese LD, actually, high tell. Anyway.
Is that high praise?
Yeah, like they both started as casters. They left Dota and they kind of like started their own companies in a way and became their own bosses. So that's the comparison there.
It's interesting. We see pretty much a tri-lane. Maybe they just want to fight for the rune. 25 seconds from the Radiant side. But Dire places a nice ward. If they do try to do something crazy, it will be spotted out. It seems they're just both securing their safe runes. Radiant does have their ward out, and it came out before Dire's, so I think a big thing about top lane is getting a sentry to counter that one early, and they don't know it's there.
Yeah, Dire's very worried from these 2 wards about the early rotations. They want to make sure that if they know where the Sand King and Rubik are going, if they are rotating into the lane for a kill. So, again, they want to sit back and fall back on their very strong lanes. They should have extremely powerful duo lanes here. It's going to be tough for Snakewingz to play into.
Yeah, and look at Pink actually pings it out. He already placed a sentry, and that sucks to see him because you are broke. He bought everything. Boots first Night Stalker. He wasted his sentry. He's like, oh, I already know the ward's over there, but what can I do about it? And bottom lane, Lifesteal, I forgot about that ton. He's just doing a moonwalk. Oh my god, what is that? I've never seen anyone use the Lifestealer one, but middle lane, it is going to be a Boots first Night Stalker. 5 armor, just running a Queen of Pain, getting Viper early levels. And top lane, they're actually just waiting. This could be the first kill here, but it's BSJ Weaver. Do they have Dust or Sentries? I guess I'm supposed to be the one telling you they do. They have Dust on the Sand King. Maybe trying to bait in the Bat Rider, and he just used Sakuchi. This could be problems for him. BSJ's going to farm out of it. He is more than likely going to die here as long as he hits the stun. Nice hit by Eason. The lift up here will even have to pop the Dust. He doesn't want to. Should he? He should, and he didn't. Ooh, I don't know if they would have got the kill even if he popped the Dust earlier, because all their auto techs already been used, but
that was I put that on the lift timing of the Rubik because you want to do the lift after he starts Sakuchi. And he kind of did it sooner, thinking that they'd be able to finish him off. And because of that, with the early Magic Stick pickup, Magic Wand pickup, BSJ was able to survive. So nice play there from him, and slightly timed a bit off from the Rubik.
Yep. Oh man, and Dire actually, they are going to be able to counter this ward by the bounty rune when they actually get over there to see it. Unfortunately, they're getting this Crystal Main's getting chased down, but she got level 2, and that's the biggest thing about a Crystal Main, right? How quick you get level 2 and 3, because that aura just grows so high. Bottom lane, Darkseer versus a Lifestealer. This isn't the best feeling for a Lifestealer. Obviously, he's going to get farm under the tower, but you usually like to be free, just hit the creeps. Unfortunately, you can't with the Iron Shell on him.
Yeah, they committed a lot to trying to get that early first blood, and the result of that is this Lifestealer having a very rough time. Bottom not off to a good start. And when you're running basically a single core lifestealer, this is not the kind of start that you want.
Yeah.
Both their cores getting bullied a little bit coming out of the gate.
Yep, no, I feel just Dire right now is making way more use out of the map. Like, with Crystal Maidens jungling, and they're still pressuring 2 lanes with the Night Stalker solo. Meanwhile, it feels like Eosin's first gank going top and then middle just had no impact. And look at this. This Qual is getting bullied by the Haste Rune Viper. And, whoa, he's, I don't know about overextending there, maybe missing a CS, but still. We're going to see another gank. No smoke. They don't have vision, though, so they might be able to make this work. It just feels bad, right? Sand King needs a few. Like, level 3 feels so much better at that level 2 stone. You're roaming around with the level 1 stun, no boots. It's pretty hard to hit those.
Yeah, even that point in Caustic, or obviously with level 3, if you manage to get a point in Sandstorm as well, it can allow you to catch up a little bit. And makes you that much harder to counter gank on a rotation, so not a good place for him to be in so far. And then this Queen of Pain getting slowed down a little bit, and that's going to affect her timings for how much health she has when she hits her ultimate. Is she able to make a rotation onto a side lane and add some more space maybe for the Lifestealer, or combo with the bat to get a pick off? If she is slowed down, it's going to be very hard for her to reach that point.
Yeah. What we're looking at is 12-6, actually. Extremely even middle lane. Not too bad for the Queen of Pain. Grant misses first blood bottom. That's just classic me. My cam work is not known as great, Jack, but it's fine. You're right. You open qualifiers. We're warming up. This is all a warm-up. And he does. It was good. Actually, I was surprised. I was like, why is Orange TPing bottom? He just sat in the jungle. I guess CEO of Dota pretty much just sat in lane, wanted him to dive, and they did. And they get a kill. Now top lane, BSJ has dust on him. 4 stacks. Unfortunately, I think you actually need all 3 of your heroes to dive BSJ, because he's always going to have 17 wand charges from Batrider.
Yeah, they're not just going to be able to kill him like that. I think it seems almost fruitless by now, especially with how low level the supports are.
Yep, he is 16-1, so Batrider is getting farm, but as BSJ gets a little bit higher level, he gets those bugs. Batrider's not good at dealing with bugs at all, and BSJ can take over the lane a little bit better there, especially with all the wand spam.
They might go for this. That's what we're talking about from the Night Stalker. Able to get that level 3 off the first night. Not going to go for this dive ultimately with the Rubik there, but that much more fearsome this early on. Yep. Lifestealer might have to just retreat after this. I mean, he still has a mango.
He might be, it feels like he's baiting something in here with that mango, you know, just mango into rage. Hope you get a kill. Middle lane, meanwhile, Kenny is looking a little bit in trouble, and that's a big kill. Eosin, nice rotation. This secures Queen of Pain. Could be that early level 6 after the next wave, which would be nice. The double null build, which has come back into favor.
The nice 2 points in Shadow Strike there to be able to slow the Viper. Kind of keep him down a little bit. Timely Sand King rotation coming in as well. Crucial for him because that gives him his level 3.
There we go. We see Batrider bullied out of his lane, forced to go and shrine up pretty much right at 5 minutes. And this seems like a really good Weaver game. I mean, you have the lift and you have the Sand King stun, but those two don't shut him down early. So if he gets, what, that like 17-minute or so Lincolns, it's going to be, I don't know how you stop him. Bottom lane, pretty much full tri-lane coming out now from the Radiant, but Darkseer still level 5. He's just farming, but here we go. Looks like they want to go in. He's going to get slowed. Is he going to do anything? They don't know who to go on, and Eosin's taking a ton of damage. Oh, and they kind of stack their stuns a tad, and Surge comes up. They're just going to wait. He's actually going to square up on CEO of Dota. Will he be able to get away? Double Ion Shell's coming out. He's taking a ton of damage too. He's going to try to fly forward. I don't know if he wants to dive this. Looks like they do. And wow, once again, Radiant is going to live. Dire's going to live. Maybe. Uh-oh, Matt's in a little bit of trouble. He has a lift now. They know he's still here, don't they? I'm surprised Orange isn't... He doesn't want to get baited into that Ion Shell. Level 3 Ion Shell could just kill him. Yep. And he is going to just be able to TP out. If they got that lift there, it could have been huge.
Yeah, I'm going to give a lot of credit to Snakewingz so far. Like, despite the early rotations maybe not working out the way they wanted, they have really maximized their underlevel heroes at this point. If they misplay a little bit in that bottom lane, you could see the Night Stalker with Darkseer very easily just running over the whole lane.
Yeah.
We're going to see some moves. They're going to wrap around on the Queen of Pain here. They do have that 1 point up in silence this first night, so...
Oh, was that? I'm sorry. 1 second here. I actually missed that kill middle because I noticed there's something... Okay, how do I get rid of that, Jack, on the... I just noticed that. Where did that come from?
I've got no idea, Grant.
Do I just wait? Okay, we're good. Sorry, everyone. I figured it out. I'm an OBS, or I mean a XSplit champion. Figured it out. My bad, everyone. I was trying to, trying to make it. We have a lot of games tonight, so we got to get everything fixed here. And like you said, yeah, going from under-leveled supports to now Sandking's level 4 has boots and a win. Like, so much user to roam. Meanwhile, top lane, looks like they might go in on Solitary Judge. Going to be a 3-man gang. Double TPs coming out. Who's going to be first? It'd be nice to be Sandking. It is. He gets a double stun. Here comes the Rubik. They're melting BSJ, and this is not going to be good for the Night Stalker. He goes down as well, and uh-oh. Nice. Oh, the pushback. Will it be enough? He has a mango if he wants. He's going to freeze him, actually. Do they want to keep chasing with that mango? He does. He eats it. This might be a triple kill. Well, it's 3 kills. 2 for the bat, 1 for Eason, and that is perfect.
Yeah, the TP rotations have just been on point. With the exception of that Queen of Pain kill mid, Snakewingz has read the rotations very well. And considering that they don't really have map vision on the dire side of the map, that's been even more impressive for them. They just seem to know where the ganks are coming from. And I think that's been a real stabilizing point here for the early game, because things could have gone a lot worse for them, given the lanes and the heroes.
Yeah, but now they have a actually reasonably farmed Naix down there who's been pressured by a Darkseer Night Stalker. Going for that first item, Hand of Midas, and it looks like he should be able to pick it up by about the 11-minute mark, give or take, depending if he wants to go to the jungle and farm up there. Looks like he does. Oh, and he's going to use his ult to farm this, I believe. Smart play, misses one of them, but efficiency, that's the name of the game.
Yeah, it gets him back to full health as well,
Yeah.
so out of any danger range from the gank. And that was especially crucial because that first night just ended at 8 minutes, and then the Night Stalker is not going to be a huge threat for the most part, either reducing ward vision or being a threat to really silence and kill your heroes until the 12-minute mark. And then that's when it feels that this hero begins to fall off a little bit. Like if he's not able to get those kills, say get that earn up, maybe phase boost, maybe work towards Midas if he's having a really good night to be able to get to that Aghanims faster, then the hero feels a little bit underwhelming mid-game. So I think that's been a huge point here for Snakewingz.
Yeah. The one saving grace of this dire team is this Viper. You look at the CS and it's like, oh, he's only up 5, and then he's up almost 2 full levels though, which I'm trying to see where that came from, because he's only 1 deny up, but Brink is only level 7.5, while Viper is level 9 right now. And uh-oh, they are going to initiate on him. He has level 4 corrosive skin. They should still be able to bring him down. Brink doesn't want to have to use ult, but he's going to have to, I think. And there it is. Pops it, gets the kill. Here comes BSJ. Does he? He doesn't have he has a blink up. He's going to blink back. They need to kill that bug. Looks like, well, BSJ is going in. Eason, a perfectly timed stun. BSJ still going in, though. I do not know. He's going to ult back. Yep. And wow. Like you said, Snakewingz is just perfect rotations from the supports right now.
Yeah, these two are making plays, and you see the power of that Sand King early on. Like, having the point in Caustic, which offers a free slow if you really need to track someone down and kill them.
Yeah, in top lane, oh dear, Batrider's in a lot of trouble. He should get the kill on Night Stalker, he doesn't. Well, that's one good counter to the Viper. Hit him with the TP. And that, well, man, Snakewingz look good. I know when I looked at the first qualifier lineup, I was like, okay, I think the 3 favorites are obviously going to be Veggies, the Peter stack, and then you keep looking, you're looking for people, and you have like, this stack I saw, because they play in Pro Dota, they actually play as a team a little bit, and then, I mean, the second qualifier, right? Veggies is out. PPD stacks out. So you look at this team, you look at the IX Mike team, and one of those teams more than likely to go, and here we go, stun coming in on Darkseer. He has level 2 Surge up already on him. He's going to try to run through. Oh, gets juked out. Midas is on Lifestealer at least on. He's going to TP. Does Eason have a mango? He has a stick, but 1 second cooldown, unfortunately. But, I mean, this Lifesteal is getting so much space.
Yeah, normally you would expect him to have a bit of a tough matchup there against with the threat of the Night Stalker against the Darkseer. Instead, he's in the lead of net worth, even quite a bit ahead of BSJ at this point. So, again, really nice rotations. Got to credit how this early game has been managed. Yep. And then we talked about some of the win conditions for these teams, and maybe you're worried about as we see the Batrider and the Viper having a duel of slows up here.
Luckily, Kenny is going to win. Oh! He is going to survive. He actually used his health potion, but he was still standing in the fire. But he lives, and that's the important part.
I like what the Bat was doing there. He had the stacks, the napalm stacks going. He was kind of flying in circles around the Viper's head, so he'd never be able to turn and hit him.
Smart. Uh-oh. Brink committing very deep here. He doesn't have Blink up for 5. Are they going to be able to bring him down? He needs to freeze him. Does he not have? He has the mana. The Ion Shell creeps in the back, though. I think if he froze him 1 second earlier. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. He has one. No reason to pop the one. Nice chase there.
Yeah, I think initially if he'd stayed with him, look at
Yeah.
the mana and see there's no scream, then he wouldn't have had to worry, but he ended up hunting him down anyway. So.
Still surprisingly, look at the levels right now, and Dire has 2 level 10s, while only the Lifestealer has level 10 on the Radiant side, but it's reasonably even. No really super underfarm cores, like even Rubik has boots, Crystal Maiden, Tranquil's actually, and just has the Tome of Knowledge.
Go down bottom.
Oh, Jay, you gotta interrupt me there. You gotta yell at me and say, Grant, wake up. You can always yell at me, Jack, trust me. I'm a very laid-back play-by-play, you know, smooth. I'm like Jazz, easily listening Jazz, with a really nasally voice.
Let's look at the Lifestealer build-up. He might be going for a Radiance here if things persist.
Oh, you know what this is? This is the BSJ.
This is BSJ,
This is
right?
the BSJ. He is BSJing the BSJ. And he's dancing. I love that Lifestealer taunt. Sounds silly. 10 strength over the 25 damage on Qual. The talent. I like that. He needs the life. Nothing too crazy going on right now. Jungle get to be picked up here. Viper's going to clear out the stacks. You know you have an interesting team when your Viper's the one doing stacks.
Yeah, he is able to... He's a little
Corrosive.
underrated at doing that because with the corrosive skin, you can actually end up clearing stacks pretty quickly. But like you said, you don't really think of this hero as going to the jungle and retreating stacks. Usually you see him as continuing to pressure the lanes where teams forming a push around him.
Yep. Top lane, Solitary Judge does have his blink on Bat Rider. Unfortunately, BSJ a little too quick for him. So nothing crazy happening yet. Looks like, oh, it is going to be a smoke gank.
Were they under that Radiant Ward?
Yeah, I believe so. We didn't usually you see pings, right? If someone is, and I didn't see a ping, but I believe
there's a ping
they
coming
were.
up from Rubik, so they know that there's people standing behind the Viper.
Yeah, and that is not a hero you want to go in when people are standing behind him.
They want to bait a go here. They think that with the Blink Dagger up on the bat, he's going to look for this as the next target.
Oh, but they are going to go straight in. Eason is going to get gone on, but Brink, Queen of Pain, going to get slowed down. This Viper's taking so much damage, amazingly. Nice going by Solitary Judge. Here comes the Darkseer along with the Night Stalker. Will it be enough to at least get Eason? He gets a good double stun. He's still not even dying yet. The Crystal Main's going to have to run, and this is going to be a 3-for-0 trade. Oh my, not getting 1 kill out of that. That's rough. This looks like a BSJ. He TP'd bottom. He took the tower, which is nice, but he is just... I think he feels when you're down 11-3, he just wants to farm. And sometimes as a Weaver, you don't want to do that.
Again, a great read here from the Radiant. They saw several factors that made that play possible. First of all, I think they saw BSJ TP from top, and they know that he wasn't going mid.
Yeah.
So he was going somewhere to farm, so he wouldn't be able to be in the fight. As we see the skirmish continue mid
Oh
here.
my, the Bat Rider might be a little in over his head here, and he is.
And in addition to that, like even if they saw that Dire's heroes were smoked and waiting there, again, you're not as concerned about some of these heroes at this point. The Night Stalker being level 5, the Crystal Maiden who isn't going to output any damage but would be able to basically use a disable at this point. So if they go on the Viper, as long as they can blow up the Viper quickly and not get to the second round of spells, they feel pretty good about that. So
Eason, I hear him ulting somewhere. He tried to debate him in, but they must have had, I think the bugs on the Lifestealer actually gave him a little bit of vision to him ulting. They don't give, do they give vision? Or how'd they know Eason was ulting there? Were they just scared to commit under tier 2? They do it. They had to see. I think that might have been a mistake by the Lifestealer running into the Sand King. Debated. It's gonna happen. But this Viper is broke. Unless he does have his whole... Okay, he has a Dragon Lance on the chicken. Not as broke as we thought, but...
yeah, and that could be, the next time they try to go on him, that could be a deterrent as well. They could buy them just enough time for him to start doing damage. But you mentioned the Viper being kind of a potato-y hero. He kind of sits there. He doesn't want to be in the situation where they either go on him or they ignore him, right?
Yeah.
It's like they're either killing you or they're just not paying attention to you at all and doing something elsewhere. That's not a position you want to be in as the Viper.
And the Lifestealer is going, I'm pretty sure he's 100% going the Radiance. Do you like this and how the game's progressed? Like, Radiance obviously up. They're pushing down a few towers. They're actually going for bottom. Should he just, I mean, it's E.G. Jonathan. He's known for his crazy builds. He invented the jungle juggernaut. He's just going to do what he wants, and that's why a deterrent for some people trying to pick him up. I feel Radiance isn't that bad in this game. They don't really have anything that can kill Ancients either, if he hops in one.
Well, that's what Eosin was talking about pregame, the kind of crazy core stuff that they'll do. Right?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's an interesting choice this game. For Viper and Weaver, obviously both heroes depend a lot on right-click to get things done, and they're not heroes that are going to go like MKB early, or even something like a Bloodthorn. So the evasion is kind of helpful. Also, Lifestealer, traditionally, you see a lot of players go Midas on him because he has trouble maintaining farm if he is going around fighting. He's not a hero that flash farms quickly or farms waves quickly, and so both of these items would accelerate his farm quite a bit. And then, since he's basically been uncontested at this point, to be able to get those greedy items up, his net worth is going to be very high coming into the mid-late game.
Oh, and looks like Solitary Judge might be getting 4-man smoked on. He's going to get spotted. I mean, he's dead. Not much else to say there. He's getting blown up. So, I mean, 4-man smoke, you get a kill, you take control of your jungle, and BSJ actually gets the deny on top tower. That is... they needed that. They need to get some gold going in their favor, not letting them get another, like, 200 each. And now Night Stalker trying to farm out bottom. We actually haven't seen him farm at all. He has an urn, has phase boots. I mean, it's daytime. What's he going to do? For about 2 more minutes. Oh, and a smoke gang coming now from the Radiant side. Blink Dagger up on Sand King. Needs to be careful. Doesn't get tagged by an Iron Shell. He does not. They scan. They know someone's there. They know someone's there again. They want more than this guy, though, I think. Oh. Well, they'll be lucky to get him now. And they should just bring him down. You have Sand King. It's frozen. He's taking a ton of damage. Will they get the slow? Yep. Urn as well. He wants up. I believe he's going to die. So, yeah, here comes Sand King. That's a 1-for-1 trade, and Dire will take that. A little bit of a misstep from Eosin there. Didn't read where the Crystal Main was running. Vacuum Wall comes in. On the backside, though, the Viper's getting brought back by Batrider. Big ulti coming from Brink. Actually doesn't do too much, but Kenny does go down. CEO Dota with that extra plus 60 damage from just the Relic. He's in a little bit of trouble now. Needs to kill that bug. He does. I believe he might just be dead. Iron Shell is going to pick him up, though. On the other side, the support Night Stalker is looking to kill Batrider. Will he bring him down? One more. Will the Urn do it? Gets pushed back. Nice play. Urn will bring him down, and just like that, Dire takes a fight.
Yeah, it's Dire's turn to be making those good rotations. A bit of overextension there from the Radiant. I think once you get that deep and you're picking off just the Crystal Maiden, it's probably not worth it. You have to expect retaliation to come from the Shrine or the Tier 2 tower, and they just weren't in a position to really fight there.
Yeah. I feel Lifestealer as well should have maybe got their Radiance before they take that fight, because that extra miss chance could actually be huge, especially against like a Weaver and a Night Stalker, and the burn damage at, what, 18 minutes in is huge. Here comes Eosin, Biggle, gonna go for BSJ, gets a stun off. He's just gonna go back in time unless they chain stuns. They're gonna try to. Unfortunately, he gets it off, and this Sand King Eosin in trouble once more, somehow still alive. Does he have the Geminate? Nope, but Urn as well as the Darkseer take him out. Bugs flying, get a miss on everything, hitting newts. CEO Dota gets ulted by the Viper. Nice play there. Brink getting right click down. Oh my goodness. And Dire is now overextending a tad. BSJ low HP. Only about 300. He's running away. They ping him out. Can they get him? Oh my goodness. He just got him, I think.
Oh, with the jukes.
Oh, they know. He tanked. I mean, there's no way they catch him. Let's talk about this. Oh, and while we were looking at that, Solitary Judge is just killing the Crystal Main. Talking about that, and Kenny, though, should pick up the kill on him. And it feels like Batrider and Viper are good against each other, like, and, I mean, if Batrider flies on you, you get corrosive up, but Viper, I mean, as a Batrider, you want to be mobile when you blink in, right? If you get the ulti on you, you're not moving anywhere.
Yeah, this is a very key point right now for Radiant as well, for Snakewingz. One of the weaknesses of the Weaver and possibly of the Viper, if you don't have a great start, is you end up having to get more defensive items.
Yeah.
Like if instead Weaver goes, say, Dragonlance and Diffusal, then he is a little bit tankier to those early bursts, but he also has more kill potential. You have to worry about him more. But since he's going for that Linken's first, which he is just finished just now, he doesn't really have much in the way of damage. So with the Radiance up on the Lifestealer, this should be a strong point for them to get together, be able to take some objectives, and take some fights.
Yep, you can't leave a Weaver alone, even if it's a Linken's already, I mean, doing about 150 a hit with the bugs. I think the bugs are so good, and here we go, we're going to see. Just going to go in Viz, burn a raindrop charge. Man, the Radiant's bought like 10 raindrops. I'm going to look at the end of this game. I want to see how many they actually bought, because that's Easton's third himself. That's a lot of money for raindrops. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Viper, the old 21-minute pull. And Brink. This is pretty standard now. Veil into Ewells. What's the biggest thing about Yules this game? Usually you want to cancel. Uh-oh, he's already gone. Usually it'd be some like, right, Night Stalker silences you, just Yules, but the Yules here maybe just for extra survivability. Like, what else are you gonna get really?
Yeah, I think it is for that reason. Even for like
to get another blink up, maybe.
Maiden,
yeah.
For holding somebody in place potentially, I think it's just got a lot of in-between utility. You'll see Queen of Pains pick that up against Silence instead of going, say, BKB or something that's more expensive like a Linken's. But he did go for the 90 GPM as well over the cooldown reduction. So I think they expect this game to go a bit longer, and they want to put themselves in a better position for
Oh, and this Qual, there we go. Like you said, Crystal Maiden goes on him, and he is baiting him out. Is the Qual going to come back in and scream? She does, but there is a mech up on the Dark Seer. No, yeah, there is, and they're just going to go in. Ulti comes out on CEO of Dota. He's right, Clay, and he's just getting kited around, but the Radiance gets the kill there. Eosin again, nice Sandstorm, bring him down, and Kenny might be in trouble. The Radiance, can he get close enough? Now he can with the pushback. Maybe.
He's going to burn to death. Oh,
he does. That is, I just realized, you have the Bat Ride, you have the Radiance now, you have Sandstorm. That's a lot of burn if you don't have anything stopping that. And I think Radiant just took the real first big fight of this game. 4-1. You lose your Quap, but your Lifestealer is just running around crazy. He has a full new item. He doesn't have gold. The Boots of Travel Radiance Lifestealer.
We were talking about old school IHL stuff,
yeah.
And you know, the players that go way back in the day. This is back in the day as it gets. The Midas Travels Radiance. That's the Merlini special.
This is yeah, because this is right back, especially back when A or DM was popular in in-houses. It was either what, Tread Sanjin Yasha or Radiance Boots of Travel. Those were the two builds, and then like because you played them so much in A or DM, they started going into CM mode. And you're like, what is happening? What are these?
Yeah, and we mentioned again the timings. Radiant suddenly feel with that Radiance online, they're able to go take some good fights. There's the big fight they're talking about. And then you look at the Weaver. Once again, like, Linken's not enough to save his life on his own right there, but also just lacking that bit of damage. Maybe they don't have to chase the Queen of Pain as deep to be able to punish her the next time. So these things kind of all add up, because if you're lacking just that little crucial bit of damage, the fight gets into its second wave, the counter initiation comes in from Snakewingz, and they're able to take it.
Yeah. And one thing we haven't talked about, actually, you don't really think, when you think of a Rubik, you're like, oh, what's he going to steal? He has stolen a good spell, but that null field in all these fights has actually been huge. It's just slowly minusing any of the Crystal Main, even a Darkseer damage they're doing. It's going to be nice once he even gets level 4. And I like that. The Bat Rider, they smoke out with Nakes inside of him, but after the smoke ends, he doesn't waste time. He just jumps out and goes to farm. I think that's the biggest thing of a lot of Nakes is, right, you want to try to get kills, but sometimes you sit in your host body a little too long, and you're just sitting in. I mean, you're doing nothing for 2 minutes, so.
Yeah, you're kind of just waiting there. He's got the travels as well, so a lot of mobility coming out from him. Like, he can kind of meet his allies anywhere. One point of concern right now is the warding for the Dire. Like, if you look at their wards, it's 3 all on their side of the map, and covering essentially, 2 of them covering essentially the same area.
Yeah.
So it's not giving them Radiant side vision to read rotations or to help them look for pickoffs. It's just super defensive warding. And when you're playing this kind of lineup, or when you have a hero like a Night Stalker who does so well with vision, you don't want to be on the defensive like this. Just because if you look at Snakewingz, they have, as we see, BSJ go down again there.
That was my bad. He is pushed out a little bit far there by himself. And a Linken's is good. The problem is, I guess we didn't talk about the aggressive Queen of Plane, right? He can blink in, cancel with Yules. Top lane, though, we have CO of Dota. Rage still up. He's good. I actually think that, I want to go back. I'm sure that's actually, I got the kill, right? Blink in, Yules, cancel the thing, and then have Rubik lift him up. They have a lot of potential against that. Linken's now.
Here's the other thing for Radiant is, because of their ability to pick off, it's a little bit harder to split push against them, because you have to be careful no matter who you are, even with a defensive item. And then all of their heroes are very good at shoving out lanes. If you look at the Sand King, he's great at doing that. Queen of Pain and Lifestealer, who is not going to be stopped as long as he has Rage up and TP. Yeah. So they can push out the lanes and then gather information about Dire that way. Whereas for Dire, for them to gather information, they're very dependent on the Night Stalker having the Aghanims and the Gem and reducing ward vision. But he's not going to be anywhere even close to his Aghanims at this point, given the start that he had.
Yep, and actually, BSJ misses his bugs. He thought the Quap was going to blink back. The Quap fake blinked back, and instead last hit the tower. That was actually slick. This guy's an all-star, Jack. Brink. And by the way, this is the last best of 1 round for these two teams. Whoever wins this, they go on to round of 4, and that is best of 3s. Oh, and I like this. You see what he did? He opened wounds the big centaur and let Qual just kill it to get full HP. Man, these guys are abusing.
E.G. Jonathan's a player.
Dude, this guy's master. E.G. Jonathan, CEO of Dota. What was his Dota Master? That was his old name. This guy's just the king. And we see Nightstalker, no farm. He's going for the Midas now. I think he's like, man, I wish I had that instead of the Medallion early. And it feels rough. Like, it's 1 minute till night, and I think this nighttime, they're going to go for a smoke gank early. They need to get something. If they don't get anything out of this next nighttime, I think it could just be Curtain Swarm.
Yeah, I like the flavor text for Nightstalker in Warcraft 3. The old Dota 1 is kind of like no one fears the Nightstalker during the day.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But now people aren't even afraid of him at night. I mean,
yeah.
There's Eosin going in on him.
He's solo going. Oh, and look who it is. Solitary Judge gonna finish him off. Batrider's here. Batrider, they don't know who else is here. Their vision, unfortunately, is good, though, and now here we go. Darkseer's going to vacuum. He gets two of them, gets the wall. It's on both of them. BSJ ults out. Nice play. Almost died there. Eason's getting melted down. He gets out. No, he doesn't. Kenny finishes him off. Corrosive Skin picks one up. Right clicks, pick the other one off, and Meth could be in a little bit of trouble up here. Do they have vision? Did he? Oh, he saw Bugs get a juke. He has to know he went up now. BSJ smart. The scan. Oh, no. What does he do here?
Try to steal Sakuchi maybe and try to get away like that.
Yeah, he could have. He had to fade bolt and steal. It would have been tough. But look at this. Bottom lane. CEO of Dota. They just lost a fight. That unhealable damage. 400 done. He's just gone.
Yeah, and there you go. Like, they're okay with the space made by those deaths. I mean, you don't want to go 3 for 1, but they kill the Nightstalker, so that delays his Midas, and then subsequently his Aghanim's Gem even further. And then meanwhile, they're just comfortably pushing out the other 2 lanes, able to get some unhealable damage, as you mentioned, onto that tower.
So, as a Weaver, he's about to pick up Deso, but it feels a little bit late. He's 28 minutes in, he's their 1 position. Lincoln's Deso, like, the Deso's not going to do that much, really. It doesn't feel like everyone's getting high enough armor. There is no mech on Radiant side or Guardian Greaves, which is favorable for the Deso. But the problem is Lifestealer now has a Sanjin Yasha and 1k. This guy can just run at you. 25 move speed talent. He's actually just going to run at you with 510 move speed permanently.
Yeah, so
this guy's actually zooming.
It's the race car plus the farm build, right?
This guy's nuts. But he's just moving around. Radiant's killing everything. They're looking for possibly just a tier 2 tower top. They were hoping someone's going to defend. There's one defending. Pipe, Mech, probably Guardian Greaves next. Maybe a Blink. I feel they do need a Blink, but they need Guardian Greaves as well versus Batrider. This is tough. This is very tough. Like Viper as well. He's going second item BKB after a Hurricane Pike. He doesn't do much damage as well. I think once the Quap actually gets some more HP. Oh no. That was the Nightstalker, I think, wanted to Midas, but yeah, he used Dust instead. Ouch.
Yeah, like I said, man, it feels bad on these cores when you have to get a defensive item and then get something that deals damage afterwards. It just feels so underwhelming at this point.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like even if the Lifestealer stood there and allowed them to right-click, it would take a while before he went down.
Yeah. And uh-oh. CEO of Dota, he's just running. Look at the Surge guy can't even catch up to him. He's not even doing anything. He's just running. And now they're going to TV back to base. Looks like they're actually going Crystal Main. Oh, my. Well, we haven't seen many fights lately. Rubik goes down the backside. He's just going to blow his ulti. And now Vacuum back. Uh-oh. Oh, he doesn't get the silence off, unfortunately. He gets it off on Batrider instead. Eosin, nice stun on BSJ. Make him so they stop pushing. And here we go. CEO of Dota needs to kill that bug off him. No, he is gone. And they can't get anyone else. So a 5 for 5. Looked something exciting. Nothing happened.
Just a trade of supports there, but it is going to give them a small window in which they can go for Roshan, and this feels like one of their last-ditch efforts in this game. Like, they need to be able to take this Rosh and get something done.
Oh boy, I think they're going to take it quick enough. Radiant can't. Oh, he's going to try to contest. They throw it out, misses, and they do not want to go on this anymore. But see, oh, and here he comes, the Radiance Dragon. Dun dun dun. They're going to Viper. They're like, all right, this is outrageous. He's just going to chase him.
Patience from Zone.
And look at him. They're just getting melted right now.
Man, he just shrugged off that Viper strike.
Really? Oh, and he just jumps out, actually. Look at him. This guy doesn't even have that many damage on him. He has a Radiance. He has a S and Y. They're going to try to bring him down. Do they have any more damage? Unfortunately, all the damage came before Orchids, so won't explode him. Nice save from Dyer. it just feels like if Lifestealer gets one more, and he's going Assault Kira, so more team fight. I feel like with Basher, there could be a lot more just raw kill potential, but as we've seen, this Lifestealer is content with just farming and moving with his team.
Yeah, like you said, kind of locking somebody in place seems really useful, but then it extends the life of his supports as well, which provide a crucial source of control.
Yeah.
With the Assault Cuirass, so I think it's a nice choice, and it adds a little bit to their damage output as well. So, and then when you have the attack speed and the move speed, like someone shouldn't really be able to get away from you. You need the surge, or you need something else before anybody can get away. So I think it's a good pickup as well.
I do, and like you said though, this Darkseer I think has been on point with the surges. When there's like a 2 versus 5, he surges out, just gets out. He knows they don't really have that much lockdown besides Eason. We haven't seen much out of, but right now it looks like that Darkseer is gonna get picked up. As I praise him, no vision. Now they finally get some up. Sentry goes down, Sentry by Dire actually, and now Queen of Pain's in a little bit of trouble. CEO Dota gets a solo kill on Night Stalker, bottom lane. Feels like there might be a fight here, but nothing yet. Stolen Surge by Rubik. Can he get away? I think he might. It's instant cast. Oh, that feels so good as a Rubik.
Feels good when you steal anything and you use it better.
Just get it away,
cast animation.
Exactly. So. And they can't do anything. Like, all he has is a Death Zone Lincolns.
Yeah, they can use him right here if he wants. Use himself. He can just blink away.
Kill the bugs so they don't have
They're going to come in on the backside, though. Here is the Lifestealer.
Yep, CO Dota. They missed a stun, though. This could be tough. He's in a creep now. Is he going to hop out? No, but Kenny has a BKB, and there he goes, CO Dota. They lift him up. He blows him up. Kenny BKB'd, but is it enough? Oh my goodness, the poison attacks are actually wrecking him. This BKB Viper is doing enough. Luckily, has a built-in skill right now. Eason, he gets a little bit of the ult up, kind of whiffs, and he is going to get very punished. And wow, that was a unexpected fight one from the Dire in my perspective. Just better usage of all their skills.
Yeah, the decision on when to re-enter the fight wasn't the best there, as Lifestealer's in some trouble. He just TP'd in, tried taking objective.
If he gets one poison attack off, doesn't look like this rate. Oh, he has been found. He has a vacuum up. Get it thrown back. May go for the body block. Doesn't quite get it. Look, he just look at how fast he is. This guy's fucking zooming everywhere. Oh my, and the creep. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Brink's here. Nice silence. Get a slow him down.
Heals him and the creep can keep going.
Uh-oh, CO Dota. Oh, no, the Weaver. But it's just the death, so he doesn't have enough damage. They're going to try to chase down, and Brink luckily gets that up. Can he blink away? It's going to be close. He does. And now Weaver. I don't think they can blow him up, though. Nice Glimmer Cape coming out from the Crystal Maiden. I don't know. CO Dota. This guy's nuts. And now Kenny's here, and these right clicks doing ton. Doing enough. And Dire, man, this... Where'd all this come from? Dire's just winning fights, and look at Viper isn't that farm. Hurricane Pike BKB. Weaver, Radiant's up 7k, but they've lost the last 5 kills.
There were a couple sloppy fights there from Snakewingz, especially top. They came in kind of at different times. And then you do have to account for the Aegis on the Weaver, just because the damage output coming out from Snakewingz is so burst heavy.
Yeah.
Whether it be Queen of Pain with the lasso or the first round of like rage hits from the Lifestealer. If the fight gets extended to the second round, then they could have some problems. And then that's what the Aegis allows them to do.
Yeah.
So very nice 5-man there from FTF, knowing what they needed to do.
That's good. Where do you think the Viper goes now? So he has the survivability items, 2 of them. Does he just go pure DPS? Or what would you like to see him go if you had to get something?
I still think he should go for a Halberd here. You want the evasion against the Lifestealer. You want to be able to obviously disarm him either before or after the rage.
Yeah.
And then that limits the damage potential even more. And then if you look at the Queen of Pain build, she has the Shivas up now. She hasn't gone for that Maelstrom or much of a right-click build just yet, and she might have to go in that direction to give them more sustained damage down the road.
Yeah.
Because their supports don't provide damage anymore at this point.
Yep. I guess while that did happen, Lifestealer, he TP'd it literally into their base to hit the tower, and then he just ran away. I don't know how actually viable this Lifestealer's build is, say in maybe a higher tier game, but it's working out in this game, surprisingly. And for some reason he has Shivas queued up. He's definitely not getting a Shiva since Qual already has one. He is stacking armor. Do you like the armor stack? From the Radiant side, even though they are versus... I guess all their... yeah, it's good. Always getting armor is good, though.
Yeah, maybe not even for him personally. Again, just protecting his teammates, keeping them from being bursted down. Actually, Aether Lens over Blink Dagger on Rubik. A little easier to build. So he does have a Shiva's Guard queued up, so there's going to be a second Shiva's
There's no
Guard.
way he actually bought it. Is this guy... Why? I mean, I can understand a little bit of the reasoning, but maybe... Does he just want it for himself to go for solo kills to slow somebody? I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. But I'm not the one playing, right, Jack? These guys are the all-stars, not us. Even though I did see you during that show match, you were owning the mid lane, Jack.
Nah, I was mid bristleback. I was dirty to begin
Yeah,
with.
I actually can't believe you guys picked that and then like trash talked after. That is very, I don't know.
Hey, I didn't say anything. I was getting trash talked by my team. I have more beef with my team than with other people. So.
Yeah, I agree. Screw capitalist. And there we go. 15 armor. This Nyx is, when he gets Shiva's up, he's gonna have around, what, 70 armor? This guy's actually not gonna take damage. And look at this. He's doing the siege again. Oh, and he hops out of the creep. Unfortunately, the poison tech stays on, but screw it. 400 damage on the tower, and what it cost him? Nothing, really.
Yeah, I would have expected, as you mentioned, something like a basher. You have a lot of attack speed items coming out from him. If you do manage to get a bash on someone, like which you will eventually, you being so fast and slowing them with the Sanj, then they wouldn't be able to run away from you. And I'm not sure about the Shivas. Like, stacks with something they already have. The problem isn't them running away from you. The problem is them standing their ground and choosing to fight
Exactly. You get an Abyssal Blade, no one's running, no one's getting away. They could be surged. You don't care about that. And we haven't seen any moves from the Radiant side in a while. Like, you have a Bat Rider, you have a Sand King with Blink, but you're too scared to do anything. You're scared of, like, blinking in. And Viper has been on point with his ultis. The minute either of them blinked in, they instantly get poisoned. And, I mean, they can't get away.
Yeah, and he's going for a Heart Last, too. So this is like an extremely tanky and fast build. But I'm not sure if it addresses the deficiency the team has in damage. So
yeah,
it's going to be tough. At the same time, though, you see a little bit more vision and presence being established by the Night Stalker, but there's still going to be constant wave pressure coming out from the Radiant.
Yeah.
So are they able to get some pickoffs here? Are they able to secure the next Roshan? I think those are the crucial points moving forward.
Yep. And now we just see Brink trying to push out bottom. There's definitely far more mobility on the Dire side, I mean Radiant side, pardon me, in terms of just trying to split push the map. And Blue could be in a little bit of trouble here. It's Easton, and he's not going to be able to. He's going to 4-step over, but right into the hands of this gentleman. Is he going to pop it? I think he would have died either way, but maybe it's good he didn't. Look at bottom lane again. The split push coming out from the Qual. Top lane being pushed out by the Lifestealer now. And how much armor? So he only has 56 armor, less than I thought. And look at 3 hits and he's out. But 3 hits do 210 damage to the tower.
Damage which cannot be healed.
Unhealable. At least it's not a tier 4. Okay, I need to stop bringing that up. Bottom lane might be our first kill in a long while. Yes, sorry, Bob. Who's gonna get it? Solitary Judge. They have the gem now on the Bat Rider. Radiant's Courier does go down to BSJ. Nice movement. He has a crystal. He's going Bloodthorn. He's actually really close. Who do you think this Weaver needs to stick on when he goes into fights?
He needs to start killing the backline. He wants to get rid of the Sand King and Rubik quickly, so there's no in-between control. As we see Eosin drop there, he should be back. But
classic.
Yeah, that's what Snakewingz decided that their win condition was. They're like, all right, guys, we're done fighting. We're not going to fight you anymore. We're just going to use our heroes to keep the waves pushed out and get more and more damage on your objectives. And that's something that we mentioned coming into this game, right? Like an issue with them being able to shove out the lanes so effectively and then needing multiple heroes to get kills. And so if they want to be able to stop this Lifestealer from TPing, they're going to need MKBs. And it's kind of a valuable, or this Bloodthorn that you see.
Wait,
well, the Bloodthorn's not going to stop
MKB doesn't mini-stun anymore, does it? I don't believe it stops TPs. I could be wrong, because I said it and someone yelled at me for it. I definitely want to look, because I think someone corrected me on it.
I think it does. I don't
No, it says deal a
mini-stun.
You're right. I swear, was someone joshing me?
Could be.
Jack, was it you? Did you josh me?
No, it wasn't me. I would do that to you, Grant.
It does, Grant, you idiot. Grant, you're an idiot. Well, I'm just an idiot. And I am fine with that. Whoa, silence coming in. We have the unpaused already. The Nyx is just, they want this tower. They're getting this tower. Are they? Maybe. It finally does go down. Big ulti coming from Brink. Actually, they have to pop the mech. The Guardian Greaves. BSJ gets killed on the backside of the Bat Rider. And BSJ's going ham. Lifestealer gets blown up. They just suicided 2 of their cores for racks. Possibly more. Going to be that guy as well.
Okay, so this death, they need to capitalize on it and establish complete map control.
Yeah.
They need to get this Roshan, they need to get up deep vision, and need to stop Radiant from coming out of their base, possibly by pushing themselves. So BSJ is probably going to shove out this bot lane here and then come and join the rest of his team. They're going to go straight down. Let's see what the Night Stalker's got. He doesn't have the Aghanims just yet, although he's about 150 gold shy, and there is a gem already on BSJ that he can take. So.
Yeah, he just got that from the Bat Rider, that fight. And look at a very rare 35 magic resist over the 200 Sakuchi move speed, and I love that. It literally nullifies like the Shadow Strike, a lot of the Sand King. The Radiance is completely gone almost at that point. It's just more survivability. They realize, they're like, wait a minute. I feel like maybe we don't have this late game, but the itemization from Radiant feels really bad, like going to the late game, because that Shiva's, because the Qual, like you said, not going right click.
Well, it just speaks to how they decided to want to win this game, right?
Yeah.
They never reached a decision point where they were like, we're going to take fights to win this game. They just said, we're going to rat them to death, basically, to win this game. So it does, you know, it's a calculated gamble, obviously, when you make a decision like that, but have to see ultimately how that goes. And this is, I don't think this is what they should be doing right now, like farming neutrals.
While they're heroes up, yeah.
Right, but when you farm neutrals, it doesn't put any pressure on the lanes. It doesn't force them to reveal where they are. It doesn't force them to gather. And as Dire, with one lane of Raxus down, I think that's what you want to do. You want to get that gem up. The Courier is dead, so it was unable to deliver the Aghanim Scepter to the Night Stalker, so that could have affected it. But you want to get that gem up and start locking Radiant out of forming up and feeling they're able to safely split push. So there you see, like, Queen of Pain feels safe to go top. Mid lane, not just yet, but if they ever get sight of the Dire heroes, they'll feel free to do that as well. So Bat Rider's just waiting for an opportunity to go bottom, either for a pickoff or to start his own split push.
Yeah. Seems about... I agree with you. It feels like Dire picking these really good team fights. They lost to Melee Rax, but, I mean, you're not too worried. I mean, you can easily deal with it. Viper is just tanking. Like, he doesn't go damage again. I mean, Manta's a little bit more damage than his other ones, but still not... More survivability with the split. Maybe he can split push better with it. It's going to be interesting. The itemization in this game has been a little wonky, but it also looks like Bloodthorn is going to be on the Weaver in one creep kill. And once the chicken's alive, it's in his stash. He's going to actually obliterate the back lines. If this Rubik isn't perfectly positioned, he's dead. Now CEO of Dota getting chased down here. They have the Aghanims Night Star. He can go over those trees, my good man. You're silenced. You're not living. There's no way you are living.
And they should not be heading towards us right now. The Queen of Pain needs to stay top and pressure that tower to stop the push from forming up. They cannot save him, and they certainly cannot fight. So there she is, heading up that tower.
She is getting the right-click damage finally. Can they do anything here? No. Unfortunately, it's a Darkseer and a Weaver. Can't pick her off. But Queen of Pain does get a lot of damage on that tower. But look at Kenny. Oh my goodness. And he gets that moving right click off. Glimmers up. But guess what? This Night Stalker has a gem. Bat Rider's going to actually find the Viper. This would be the biggest kill ever. The buyback from Nyx. Will it be enough? He's running there. He's taunting in there. They will. No, he gets the cheese off actually. But he's actually going to get survived with that cheese. What a perfectly played thing. They should bring down a Crystal Melee. Eason buys back. Once this BKB down, they need to bring down Viper. Can they? Doesn't look like it. Pipe is now up. He's just right-clicking. He's such good positioning. Eason stuns himself with the Lotus Sword, but luckily it stuns the man as well, and they cannot bring anyone down. Brink trying to kill this bug. Solitary Judge drops. Rubik's definitely dropping. CEO of Dota just running in. Can he get a silence off? Nope. Oh boy. He just fought back. If they somehow kill this Lifestealer, the game very well could just be over, but instead, Night Stalker drops to the Bat Rider as well as the Lifestealer. BSJ now taking 10 damage, and here's where we see the problem. He's just getting kited around. Eason gets a stun up on the Darkseer. Will they bring him down? Vacuum comes out. BSJ taking a ton of damage. He has the Aegis though. Oh no, Viper gets blown up now, and let's see. If BSJ lives here, he's the greatest player of all time. Well, maybe not. Okay, we're about to find out. Silence comes out. He is not living from this, unfortunately. Sorry, BSJ. Wait. Nope. He's dead. They're pushing forward. No buyback on Weaver. The full blood. He bought Boots of Travel. Oh, dear.
That could be very costly here. They do have a window of opportunity, and they do have everything up, so
They definitely want at least one more melee. They need a melee Rex here. I think Radiant is very content. They can definitely go for more. If they see BSJ's not buying back, they know something's up. Well, they probably already saw his items. They did the math. There we go. Well, interesting. Not going to pressure Roche. Not up. Could be up in 3 minutes 30, so they know it's not up. Solitary Judge looks for a pickup. Doesn't quite get it. And last tier 3 is going to drop. I'm really surprised the Lifestealer are staying inside. Do they want to maybe just get a pickup on Viper? With the Blinken? Okay, he hops out now. Interesting. Just CEO of Dota things, honestly. Oh, and the Batrider gets a huge pickup. He's going to go Invis. They have the gem up now. Oh, Loaded Storm. Oh, Vacuum Wall on all 5 heroes. Will it be enough? Doesn't seem like there's that much damage. The Rubik's getting aimed right now. But the full Night Stalker does go down. We're going to see the Rubik die as well. And that Vacuum Wall might have saved him. We're going to see Lifestealer here running out of mana. He's just right-click. He doesn't have buyback. Can they bring him down? Kenny needs to kite him, I feel. And he hops in Solitary Judge. Good play. Eason on the backside is going to be able to bring down the Crystal Main. Kenny as well getting chased down. Brink kills the Dart.
Back.
And this could be it if Viper died here. Another buyback. Crystal Maiden. Night Stalker out for 60. They're going to at least take this Rax.
And finally, Weaver is back up, so they did a pretty good job considering the fact that Weaver was dead.
Yeah.
Of being able to hold them there.
I think if they got that 5-man Vacuum Wall with the 5-man like Q from Weaver, they would not have time to kill those bugs. They would have got melted.
Yeah, pretty nice combos there in a fairly desperate situation. They still do end up losing their top racks, and
yeah,
there you see again kind of clear priorities, right? You see the wards right now that Radiant have deep on the dire side of the map. They're going to keep split pushing. You now have that Na'Vi Alliance scenario where you've got the 2 side lanes push, which makes it very difficult to split defend because it's harder for you to get from one lane to the next, exposes you to pickoff. So it's a tough position. I really think that FxF needed to take a better cohesive team fight together.
Yeah. That is definitely needed. The problem is when your Weaver buys Boots of Travel instead of same buyback, and now, oh man, Bloodthorn on each side. He hits hard. Now, we were talking about how he might have gone the wrong thing, but that gold per minute talent plus his movement, he is actually almost 6 slotted besides that Veil. And, well, once again, another intriguing item. Once again, instead of going the Abyssal Blade, which gives you lockdown and HP, he goes for the straight-up heart. The thing is, if it was anyone else, as me as an NA guy who's known to flame NA people, I'd flame him. But it's E.G. Jonathan. The guy's known to be a whack job. In a good way. I'm saying that in a good way. He's nutty, but he gets results occasionally. And here we go. They're going in. Uh-oh. Darks here could be in trouble. Guardian Greaves. He doesn't have Guardian Greaves. But he does have the Loaded Storm, luckily. Oh, they're moving forward. Nice split up by the Viper. He's going to try to right-click. Actually, hops in now. He gets Bloodthorn. Wow, nice. All the items are being used. Who's going to be able to win with just abilities? Looks like it might be the dire side running forward. BKB up on the Batrider, though. Ulti comes to Brink. Doesn't really hit anyone. Rubik's going to fall. CEO of Dota's in. He has no buyback. They somehow bring him down. On the backside, though, Weaver's trying to wreak havoc. Kenny's chasing him down on this Viper. Eason tries to stun away. Oh, no. Yule's in 1. I don't think he can live here. He can't get that blink off. There's no way. He has buyback, though. The Lifestealer was saved. Hearts up. Oh, my. And here we go. They are pushing in. This is a very back and forth. And CEO of Dota just goes in. Oh, the Viper once again going through BKB. Are they going to find anyone? He can't get him. Nice stun by Easton. They know which one's real now. Oh, but he open wounds himself. Did he just get a TP away? He gets out of here. They do find the Dark Seer, though. And this should be a kill. It is. That's buyback. They know it. What is the buyback stats? Like, everyone's bought back, literally, except Crystal Maiden. And Weaver has it up. Everyone else is actually bought back. That is insane. Usually you see a lot of no's. We have 10 no's. And only 2 of them are allowed to be yeses. Jack, right now, pick who you believe is going to win this. Do you think Radiant ends it right here?
I think without the darks, yeah, I think they do. I think that they at least get critical damage up. They can be a little bit patient with this fight.
Well,
as I say that,
patience is not coming from Zoe. And he's just right-clicking that Mailer X, slowly taking it down. Silence comes out. He doesn't want to waste the Yules right now, and he doesn't. They are kiting around this Lifestealer. He's in a lot of trouble. He has no buyback. Still, Solitary Judge coming at the BKB. Easton with a huge stun ulti brings down that Crystal Main. We see both supports going down. If this Viper drops, I will say it is more than likely going to be game. BSJ, no HP, and wow, good games come out. And, well, CEO of Dota with the item build of who knows what comes through. Plenty of armor, everything. Just overall, I mean, obviously they did what they needed to win the game because they won the game, but I think a little bit goes back to the early game, right? The better rotations from Eason and Rubik after 5 minutes. It felt like Dyer was doing better in that really early game, but then way better rotations from the Radiant, which secured Lifestealer his items, if you wish to call them that.
Yeah, they made great rotations, but I think their big picture management of this game was better. I feel like Dyer missed out on a couple item timings that could have made things better for them, and I feel like the game plan there from Radiant was clearly to split push, and that ended up bearing fruit for them. So I think Dyer had to be a bit more aware of that and seize the windows that they had to force fights before Radiant could really take them. So,
and that's pretty much sums up this best of one. As I've already read, IX Mike's team moves on and plays the winner of this one, who we just saw was Snakewingz, and that's round of 4. That's going to be a best of 3. We're definitely going to be following that one through, so stick around. We should be back in about, I believe it is going to be 5 minutes, so stay tight and keep your friends closer than your enemies, because your enemies can't be trusted, Jack.
All right. Words of wisdom. Thank you, Grant.
Welcome.